Hello everyone, welcome to my video. I want to ask everyone to share, like, and subscribe to my channel. But first off, I want to give my Father in heaven, my Creator, all the honor, glory, and praise. I'm going to try to make this video short, and I'm going to have to skip a lot of information because of the time. But anyway, in 2017, there was I believe, a biblical sign in the heavens. And I'm going to read the verse to you. It's Revelation 12 and 1. And there appeared a great wonder in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun and the moon under her feet, and upon her head a crown of 12 stars. Now let's see. I'm going to go here to Stellarium, and we're going to, we'll, I'm going to look that up on. This is a software program where you can see what's going on in the heavens. Um, and if you just, I ask you, bear with me just for a few minutes here. Anyway, this has got to do with Queen Elizabeth and her birth, her death, and King Charles, Prince William, and the whole story. Um, they're usurpers to the throne, is who these people are. But let's look at this sign. I'm going to show you how all this lines up together with prophecy. I believe the Bible, but this 2017. This is when the sign supposedly finished. Because what happened here, Jupiter, I'll show you this in a minute. Jupiter was in, right here's the womb of Virgo. This is Israel. This is where everybody that's Hebrew come out of this womb of Virgo. Because it's all biblical when you break it down into astronomy. I was taught not to believe in astronomy and all that stuff, but that's not true. When you read in the Bible, the Magi that came to visit Jesus when he was born followed the Star of Bethlehem. So right there tells you that, it explains to you that there's signs in the heavens. And the Magi were called magicians. They were the astronomers. They learned the secret of the stars. God said there'll be signs in the sun, moon, and stars. So there is something to the stars, sun, and moon, the signs in the heavens. So anyway, it says there'll be a crown of 12 stars above the head of Israel, really. Well, in the constellation Leo is 9 stars, but then on the September 23rd, Mercury, um, Mars, and Venus lined up to make a series of 12 stars, a crown over her head. The sun, she's clothed with the sun, and y'all see the moon. You can barely see it because it's just the last slither of the moon under her feet. When I was born, this was the same position, the same shape the moon was in, the last slither as it was going down within a few minutes. I ain't going to go into all that right now, but um, I want to show you how this is tied to Queen Elizabeth. All right, let's see. She died on September the 8th at 10:10 p.m. That's huge right there, Eastern time. And 3:10 p.m. is at the time of her death at 10:10. Now that's unreal. 10:10 September the 8th. I was born on September the 8th, 1961. But I'm not going to get into that. I just want to show you that on on the 8th of on the 8th of September, this Jupiter had been in the womb for 9 months, like the period of a birth, like a gestation period of a child in the womb. That's what this was. On September the 8th, Jupiter crosses the line of the birth canal on September the 8th and comes between the 8th and the 9th is when Jupiter breaks the plane. And that means that the child is over halfway out of the womb. So basically being born at that time. So it's real significant to me. But this is this is the building of that sign. I mean, it's just, well, on September I've got a grandson. My dad was born on September 13th. I have a grandson born on September the 19th. Let's see what's going on there. I'm just going to kind of compare it because, um, Okay, on September 19th, there's a eclipse of the sun. The the child is completely out of the womb by now on September 19th. That was my grandson's birthday. All these are still lined up in one place right here on my grandson's birthday. All these sun, moon, and stars have congregated into this area. So, and then I want to show you on 7/11. Y'all have heard Donald Trump say he was down at the Twin Towers on 7/11 when the towers came down. See, in the on the Jewish calendar, 7/11 is the same as 9/11. So I'm gonna pull this back up here to all right, see, Jupiter had bounced around in here, retrograded, and come out, and on 7/11 broke this plane. Now, my grandson's father was born on 7/11, so it just, they all know who is the real king of this world. Uh, they know who's God's real king of the prince of this world. They all know who Donald Trump, Prince Charles, Prince William, Joe Biden, Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton, they all know who's the real. They knew who I was when I was born. I ain't saying it with pride. I'm trying to say it as humble as I can. Nobody's going to announce this but me on this earth. Nobody. Because like Jesus, when they asked Jesus, Pilate asked Jesus, "Are you the king of the Jews?" Well, Jesus basically, he kept quiet, but that was speaking louder than anything. When Jesus was, he just, I've done so, he done had proved that he was the real king of the Jews. So kind of like today, because one thing I want to say is that um, in the Bible is records of reincarnation, that we're old souls that reincarnate. They've took a lot of that stuff out of the Bible to deceive us at the end of time. And you can go back and look to it, like when Jesus said, "Whom do y'all think that I am? Whom do y'all say that I am?" Well, um, Peter, John, and his disciples said, "Well, some think you're Elijah, some think you're uh, John the Baptist, some think you're," that's what they were saying. They were saying, "Well, we think you came back as, we think you the reincarnation of Elijah or Enoch or whoever." But that's what the Word of God says, that who Jesus did not reprimand them for saying, no, that would be reincarnation. Jesus just let it go at that because that was the teaching of the day, that you reincarnate back and go through the womb again, that your spirit and soul goes through the womb again of a woman. So Jesus didn't deny that there was reincarnation. So that's what I'm saying. I'm going by. You have to analyze these scriptures differently than what the church has taught us, because they taught us wrong, and I ain't condemning them. I'm just saying they don't know any better. But anyway, uh, on the 19th, I showed y'all that. That's when they had her funeral on my grandson's birthday. All right. I'm just, that's the day they buried her. That she died on my birthday. They buried her on my grandson's birthday. And I'm just saying. But anyway, I want to show you something else here that, um, let me show you something. Let me go back to this first, right quick. And for all y'all that don't believe that we live in a matrix, a simulation. It's a mathematical simulation. The energies and the uh, the energies. We live in a torus field, a enclosed torus field. So there's a way. I believe God has provided us a way to decode this matrix that we live in, this simulation, because were. It's all based on mathematical equations, and but I'll show you how I can kind of believe I can prove that, because if you look right down here, this is the this one here is September 8th, 1961 at 11:55. That was the exact time I was born. All right. But down here is the where I put in my brother, my grandfather, my dad's. I entered them into the Hebrew gematria calculator. My value is 267 right here. I had a brother that died at birth, supposedly. His value was 267. My grandfather, my mother's dad, was Hebrew value was 267. There's no way this could have happened. Mathematically, no way, this is impossible. So this is showing you a pattern of a decoding of the matrix. My dad was an anagram of two, was his Hebrew value is 276. Oh, an anagram of 267. Um, and on my birthday, the full reduction, which is this is just a different the same equation, but in like English ordinal, Jewish ordinal, and 77 is huge. 177 is huge. Huge. I was born on the corner of 7th Street and Highway 71. And when you read this backwards, it's 771, like the Hebrew way. So I'm just saying, I'm not bragging or anything like that. I'm just uh, um, trying to show a pattern to these people who don't believe that you can decode the system we live in. And yet you can decode it right down to your personality. I mean, you can see who you are. If you want to know who you are, you go to the Hebrew the gematria calculator, and you start researching the Hebrew values, the Hebrew names, because I believe God set the Hebrew as the pattern, the matrix. You know, there was time before the Hebrew language and stuff come along, and but I believe He said it. He made the standard the Hebrew way because you can decode all this Hebrew, who you are, who your family is, who your people are. All right. So I'm saying that that Revelation 12 sign is okay, the 267 is my Hebrew value, and I'm going to go into that later. But the the golden gate of heaven is on the longitude of the ecliptic 267 longitude. Jupiter's frequency is 267. The frequency of Jupiter, the king planet, is 267. The value to, on the ecliptic, it's on longitude 267, heaven's golden gate. So what I'm saying, I came into this world as the gatekeeper, the watcher, to let you enter into the gate of heaven, the golden gate of heaven. There's a silver gate of heaven. I don't know a lot about that one, but I'm just saying that I came in as the gatekeeper, the one who watches the heavens golden gate, the king of the spiritual world and the king of this earth when Jesus Christ comes and reign and sets up his kingdom. He will be the king and I will be his prince of this earth. Donald Trump, all them knows that. They've had spells on me since I was born. They cast their spells on me since the the minute I was born. They was waiting on me to be born. They had done gang stalk my papa. One of my papa's gang stalkers married him for 7 days just to find out who he was. And the lady that married him divorced him after 7 days. And then she went along and had two kids. They became school teachers at my school. They became my handlers and hid this information from me all this time. They were my main handlers. I ain't going to mention their names. If they ever see my videos, they'll know that I know who they are. Okay. But this ain't about me. This was about the Queen dying on my birthday and being the funeral on my grandson's birthday. They all know who I am. But I want to show you something else right quick uh, about the tribe of Dan because there's something being hidden from the tribe of Dan. I was in Tel Aviv, Israel. Y'all see this VAN? This stands for the tribe of Dan. There's a crown above the A, but before the Hebrew was established, there was these people called the Anunnaki. All right, that's who this is. AN. That was God's name right there. Anu. And all the Anunnaki wasn't fallen angels. Some of them were that fell from the tribe of Dan. And I'm gonna do a video on this one of these days about this tribe of Dan because they are the ones. Part of them are the ones that fell that became had intermingled with the fallen angels. All right, and Samson was from the tribe of Dan. He wasn't fallen angel, but he got with Delilah. And that's another thing I want to talk about is that the day I was born, they released a movie named Samson. The irony of the whole thing is that one of my first female friends that I dated was named Delilah. They had a nickname for her, but her real name was Delilah. So there's just another confirmation of who I am, on this earth. And I plan to confront these rulers of this earth at the proper time. When God leads me to this, I will go. They know it, and I know it too. Donald Trump had spells cast on me. I can show you pictures of stuff where he had cast spells on like the number 22, which means God. Um, but anyway, I want to end this video. I don't know. I hope I made. Oh, I was going to show you something else on this stellarium. Hopefully, it's still up. All right. On this day, let me get this back up here on September the 8th. Okay, when all this took place, um, this sign took place when when Jupiter broke the womb. I'm just going to set it for one more day because it broke across between the 8th and the 9th of September. Saturn, which stands for Satan, represents Satan, is right there at that golden gate of heaven. You know, he's trying to fight this. Satan is trying to fight this. This is Ophiuchus, the constellation of Ophiuchus, the serpent bearer, the one who has held Satan off of this world. You know, the spirit, the restrainer. The Bible talks about the restrainer of Satan. Okay, but it's just ironic to me that's that's I'm just going to call it Satan. Saturn, it represents Satan. The rings around Saturn, from what my research is the captivity of the fallen angels that fell and left their first estate. So the rings represent like 200 fallen angels, which is basically the spirits of Satan. You know, the some of the higher ups angels of Satan. They were of God, but they fell. So anyway, uh, all that happened right here as this was breaking apart there. This was on September the 8th and September the 9th when that happened. This was the day of my birthday, and I just was going to relate it to um, Queen Elizabeth because when she died, King Charles is not the real king of this earth. God's system is a hierarchy system with a righteous king and righteous princes who will rule this world, not this earthly system, because we live in the beast system right now. Everything you do is the beast system. You're spending money, you're making money, and stuff like that. In this system, it's run by Satan and his fallen angels, like George Bush, Donald Trump. All of them are of the beast system. They want to save this beast system, this earthly system. You know, they want to continue um, this system on, and it's crumbling before their very eyes, and they're trying to stop it. You know, with all this stuff that they've done lately. You know, I can't go into it because I just got another strike from YouTube it wouldn't let me upload videos for another week because of and whoever and if if there's a real person watching my videos from YouTube, whoever the ones is that's giving me those strikes for speaking the truth, you don't have any idea what you're bringing upon yourself because many have come against my family. Many have fallen. Uh, it don't matter who they was. If they come against my family, they have fallen. And this, I want to say something to a Mr. R. Craig. You didn't make me mad what you did. You brought stuff on yourself and your family that you can't imagine for the things that you done to my family. I think I done a video here a couple of days ago when it was time to get you to let you know the number 33. You, I'm not going to go into it because what it means, but you better figure it out. The number 33, from the time I done that video, 33 days, judgment's coming to you in your place. That's all I'm going to say about that. You didn't make me mad. You're, I'm just going to say, you, Mr. R. Craig, you done something that brought judgment upon yourself and your family. My grandkids were in the house when you pulled what you did. I'm not afraid of you. I've never been afraid of you people, you rulers, you evil rulers. God has protected me and will continue to protect me and my family, so your scare tactics, your fear tactics don't work on me. I just thought I'd throw that in because he worked for the Queen and Donald Trump and all them. This R. Craig, he works for the beast system. You know, they're trying to save this beast system. They're gang stalking all the people that's of God that was on this earth. They're earth angels. And You're bringing judgment on you and your families, what you're doing. We're at the end of this age, and it's crumbling. Your system is crumbling before your very eyes, and you can't stop it. You can't touch God's anointed ones, the 144,000 that's awakening up. You can try to place fear into them, but it don't work. I'm telling you, there's not a one of the 144,000 that's afraid of this system. We are not afraid of this system. This is to 144,000 that the Bible talks about that will wake up at the end. We are the 144,000 from the 12 tribes of Israel are not afraid of your system, your beast system, your scare tactics. And that's all I'm going to say about that. But, your time has come. The end has come. It's here for all of you that's, y'all have gang stalked me for 10, well, really all my life, but it was made known to me about 15 years ago, 10 years ago. I started noticing these people follow me, and it was the Masons. Freemasons was heading it up. So anyway, I want to thank y'all for coming to my video. I hope everyone has a great day. I'm going to try to do a lot more videos now that I can upload a few, on YouTube. But anyway, thank y'all for coming to my channel.